Hello. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದೆ ಪುಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾರು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 2000 3000 ಸೇವ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ.
Looks like Tanea's customers? Oh, pardon me. No. Just strange for him to not be. I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. Huh? My apologies. I don't get out too often. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll... Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we? Hey, aren't you the legendary traveler? The one who repelled Storm Terror? Thank you. I've heard so many stories about you. Always wanted an opportunity to research you up close. Sorry. Still, you definitely... There's that name again! Albedo! Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt? Apologies. I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favonia's chief alchemist. He's all... But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus! Yes. He's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. Wow! Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be... I don't see why not. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountain. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by your... Sorry. Hey, stop worrying! Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research, huh? Is that what all research...
Rosariano ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ.
Sister Rosaria! So here you are! Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you...
What do you...
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the... Who knows?
Huh? Well, that can't...
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feel. Don't fret. Nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine, but if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... Right, I've gotta get going. Seems like that sister's an expert.
I thought I heard something. Who?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a danger.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where, and you...
Wait, she heard that?
And as for this outlander you seem to be following, the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well, otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have—
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have—
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we?
That doesn't sound right. But
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountain? If it's him you're after, I made a point. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's—
so, are you—
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never— I couldn't care what you think. Come on.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
ಏನಾಗಿದೆ?
The wrong test subject.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear—
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example? Incoming.
Propagation this quickly!
Don't blink.
Need to hurry up! This first. I will end you. Hard enough. Cover. You're dead. Let's end this quickly.
That's far enough.
Propagate! What an annoyance. This was well done. Almost. Use this. I must counterattack.
The wind rises. Nothing worth mentioning. You're dead.
Let's end this quickly. I guess this is it. You need to hurry up. Feels clogged.
I'll keep this close.
It's getting colder and...
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized. Get a little cold.
Behold!
One after another.
Propagate!
Incoming.
The wind rises.
Not this time. Don't blink, my pretties. Albedo? Why would he hang around a place?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Gotcha! Who are you? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these...
What's up with painting hilly churros?
Hey.
What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow. Look at the detail.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth... But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a... In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Ugh, something tells me we found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? What a...
So Sister Rosaria brought you. But back to the point. From her...
We met a girl in Mondstadt.
I see. So Sucra... Then, if I'm not mistaken, you... I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control... I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You... Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin?
Whoa, you want to start with that?
You're right. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be...
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of
Before
life
later.
outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do... Time for a change of surroundings. We should be go...
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a...
Paimon has a question. After the seed...
I don't know. But I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the end. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still...
No! Paimon's got a brain! But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit,
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say okay. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person.
Hmm. Hmm.
How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? Fascinating. And
What a stupid question! Can't you see the... And another thing! It's Paimon!
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external
ಏನ್
organ.
ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ?
Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you.
Hmm.
Oh, that rules out that possibility. But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards.
Hey! How would you...
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them.
Huh?
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here.
Verdict is... Squall Fury!
ಯಾವ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಡೌಟಾ? ಏನ್ ಡೌಟ್?
Don't blink! Hey!
ಏನ್ ಕ್ಯೂರು?
Great work. Did you feel anything? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the
Internal flow?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power.
ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ. You told you will stop writing and read from textbook. Okay. Okay.
If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some
And
ಆಗಲ್ಲ every year and every test
events?
every test
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry.
ಈ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೈಮು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ
Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved, but if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, it's a type of ore known as star silver. But I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver. All going to plan. We should be able to begin concocting.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ targets.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
ಏನು ಅದಾ
This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Okay.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may...
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a...
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, a cryoregis vine, or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's... In that sense, things might get difficult.
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world...
It would. Paul, speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and...
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. In line with my expectations. I've just tried some. It's in line with... Remember to keep calm at all times. I'll be noting down all observable results. Remember to keep calm at all times. And breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
said you tried some already. You sure it was ready?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is...
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the... The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an Eye of the Storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your... Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an elemental life form?
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's... what Paimon meant to say was...
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to... prepare something. Wait one moment.
ಮಾಡಿರು ಒಂದೇ
If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
radish. Farting. Farting. ನೀನೆ.
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
Mouth fart.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any... unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, no. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it. That was your best effort?
What's with the disappointment?
Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity. Anyway, why don't you cook us up?
Cooking? Paimon was...
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, It's all.
That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are...
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Where does he get these ideas?
I need salt.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Hold up. Huh? कोई अंदर. ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ತಿಂಡಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಪನ್ನೀರ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಲ. मलाई पनीर टिक्का.
That was fast. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... Could it be?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding...
Not to worry. At least... And here's your portion. Enjoy.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping... Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nuts, but you do have tasty recipes, so... And you're right, we are good friends.
Yes. I'm fortunate. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal...
Paimon's barely finished eating it.
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was if you had, say, superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This is
ಈಗ ಹೇಳು.
this must be electrohypostasis powder.
ಹ್ಮ್ ಹ್ಮ್ You take it. You take it and then you tell some other day you'll use it and then they'll show up. Not right now.
Goodness. You managed to find them.
No,
Incredible.
You took it. Take
A
it.
thousand thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight,
That will not
this is
hurt
what
them. You'll
allowed you
take
to
it now.
locate
Anyway.
the items, and
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Some other time ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom
I
seen,
mean, this is all
it
subjective
is not
question.
unheard of in
This is
Tibet.
I'm talking from a point of view where they give you some clothes. And you don't wear such kind of clothes. You can just say, I'll send it, wear it some other day and send photos or something like that. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't know what to tell. Exact answer. That's subjective.
Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
Small bite ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಬೈಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳು. ನನಗೆ ನೀವಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದಿರಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ಆನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳು.
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity, in essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there. So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then I shouldn't get too excited. I know of a location that will be perfect for a... A reward on the road.
ಡಾರ್ಸಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು ಇವೆಂಟ್? ನೀನಾ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಬಲೂನ್ ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಅದು ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಇವೆಂಟ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಜೆಮ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನೀನು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನರಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೋ. ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು?
Incoming.
I really don't know what you mean by rejecting or what rejecting you're talking about.
Propagate!
Speed of light! Hey!
How is this?
Incoming! Don't blink! Hey!
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
You give, you receive.
ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫುಲ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ. ಯಾವ ಬುಕ್ಕು ನಾನು ಬೈ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಬಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಬುಕ್. ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ. ಅಪ್ಪನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಬುಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್.
Speed of light!
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಏನೋ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು.
Propagate! Scatter!
Incoming!
Behold!
ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಿಶ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
You want us?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So,
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others, no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, then if you would please, I eagerly...
wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Nope. ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ.
Great work. I've never seen your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data
But you followed us the whole way with...
Me? Actually, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you,
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನಂಗೆ ಏನೋ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತು.
I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of the innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our... The essence of the investigative process is enthralling. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint the...
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite...
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to...
Of course not. You have been of great assistance. Now, before we head back to the camp, follow me. There are some other...
ನೀಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕಟಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನತ್ತ. ಆಯ್ತು. ಏನ್ ಡಿವೈನ್ ಏನೋ ಇಮೋಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಚಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಹೂಸು ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ತರ ಆಯ್ತು. ಜೆನ್ಶನ್
I'll keep this close.
ಆ ಹಾಡು ಹಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು. ಹೋಯ್ತು ಎಲ್ತು. ನಾನು RPU ಸರ್ಗೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ ನಾನು, ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಪಿ ಎಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಆರ್ದಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಬೈತಿದ್ರು. ಅವರ ಬೈರಿ ನಾನು ಅಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು. ಇವನು ನನಗೆ ಲಾ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನಿಂತಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಊರಲ್ಲ ಆಚೆ
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few
ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್
conundrums during your
ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೆನೆ
travels.
ಬಂಕ್ ಪಡಿರಲ್ಲ ಆಚೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center.
4th year ಮಾಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
As with the physical test, there are no restrictions.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ
Everything you do is an action I wish
ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ
to
ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky... So, let's see you in action. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು
Don't blink! Hey!
accuse ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು.
Nowhere to hide. Incoming. Hey!
How amusing.
ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಹೌದು ಒಂಥರ ಇತ್ತು. ಹೌದೌದು ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಹೌದು.
Speed of light.
A reward on the road.
ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅವ್ರ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳು. ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಮನೆ? ಹಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅನ್ಕೋ. ಫ್ಯೂ ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ, ಹುಳಿಮಾವಲ್ಲಿ. ಹೋಗಪ್ಪ ಸೀಲಿ.
Damn you!
Don't blink!
ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನ ಸಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. You want to buy something but you don't know what it is.
It should now be
Wafer.
possible to activate the central mechanism.
Wafer.
Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta...
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the... Unless you can think of anything better to...
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous.
You!
I most certainly did not. And I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of...
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than... I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his
No way! Paimon would have sensed it!
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense... In any case, I'm not about to let a potential...
So... what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be... I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the...
But we don't even know what...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate... Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one...
Overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
ಅಣ್ಣ ಚಪಾತಿ ಹೊರಗಿಟ್ಬಿಡು. ಅದೇ ಅದು ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮುಚ್ಚಳ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಮುಚ್ಚಳ. ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಒಳಗೆ ಇದೆ ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮುಚ್ಚಳ.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh.
ರೂಲ್ಸ್ roles ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. tortilla ಕಾರ್ನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಕಾರ್ನ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಂತರ ಟ್ಯಾಕೋ ಟಾರ್ಟಿಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ನ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಈ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಶೆಫ್
You're
ಬರ್ತಿದೆ
back.
ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ನಾನು
Good
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್
timing.
ಟಿವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು.
I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job.
ಹೌದೌದು. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಕಾಸ್ ಖನ್ನಾ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಈ ಸರಿ.
Time for the
ನಾನು
results.
ಕುಕ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ.
We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ
one
ನನಗೆ
go.
ಕುಕ್ಕದು, ನಾನಲ್ಲೋ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಹಂಗೆ
But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ
offer
ನನಗೆ
you
ಕುಕ್ಕದು,
is
ನಾನಲ್ಗೋ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು.
you're very much like a human from this
Cooks.
world.
You couldn't tell that just by... We spent all day working our butts off?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here, but the only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. But after imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, is not nurturing otherworldly life, also nurturing the... It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts...
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive... A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficient. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Huh? Things... Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look at. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling... Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was in the future. If the need arises, well... I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the... But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What? Those born of earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to... If, one day, I lose control, can I rely on you to stop?
ಈಗ ಹೇಳು, ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Now I know. ಶೂ ಶೆಫ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಶೆಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ? ಶೂ ಶೆಫ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಆ ಶೆಫ್ ಶೂ ಹಾಕೋಬಾರ್ದಾ?
Frozen. Chris, you'll get frostbite. Frozen to sex.
Yeah!
Now you're not going anywhere. It's time for a flash.
Hmm. Hmm. Star Chef. Star Chef అని ఇకాలి కారి ఆకే ये गोरे गोरे गाल ನಾನೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಹೇಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಸೂಸು ಆಪಲ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಸೂಪು ಆಪಲ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕುಡಿಬೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮಿಷ್ಟ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನಗೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಕಡಬಳೆ ಹ್ಮ್ 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 ಏನೇನ್ ಸೂಪರ್ಸ್ಟಿಷನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಸೂಪರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಡೊಮೈನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಡೊಮೈನು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದ್ ಡೊಮೈನ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಒನ್ ಅವರ್ ತೋರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಮ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಹಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಇನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರು ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎತ್ತಿಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಎತ್ತಿಡೋದು ಯಾಕೆ Hmm. I honestly have no clue. ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಟಿಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಸಾಯುಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ರೆಸಿನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಾಯ್ ಬಾಯ್.
Listen.
ನಾನು ಲೆವೆಲ್ 70 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು 90 60 ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್.
Propagate!
Incoming!
Squall Fury! Know your place! The wind rises. You're dead! Behold!
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾನೆ.
Hey! Got lucky.
ಹಾಕಿಕೊಂಡು
The wind rises. Quit following me. Germinate!
Cut to the chase.
Verdict is... Behold!
Don't blink. Huh?
Scatter!
ಕರ್ಮ
Incoming. Ooh, had a...
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಮ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೌದು
Speed of light. One step back, two forward.
ಇದರಿದ್ರೆ
Behold!
ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರು ಸತ್ತೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಫುಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮತ್ತೆ
Quit following me.
ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಫುಡ್ಡು ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು.
Too slow. Propagate!
Don't blink.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಸತ್ತೋಯ್ತು. ಹಾ ತುಂಬ ನೀನು
Bow your head.
ಪ್ರೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಿದೆ, ಹಾಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಮಕ್ಳದು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಆ ಥರದ್ದು. ಈಗ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಯಾರು ಅದು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. 7+ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೋಡಿದೆ ಅಂದೇರೋ ನೀನು? ಹಾಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಟಾಮ್ ಕ್ಲಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ ಜಾಕ್ ರಯಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಟಾಮ್ ಕ್ಲಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ ಜಾಕ್ ರಯಾನ್ 3 ಸೀಸನ್ ಇದೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್. ಪಂಚಾಯತೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ. देखिए सचिव जी, बात ऐसा है कि आप समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. रिंकिया की मम्मी ಮನೇಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಏಜಲ್ಲೇ ಮದುವೆ, ಇನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರೀಬೇಕು. ಸುನಿಯೇ ಜಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ.